to Louisville, to play for Denny Crum.
Yeah.
And what a group they had when that was going on.
Amazing. I have a chance to talk to Coach Valor, and he said that he's searching for a combination right now. Kids that need to understand their roles, trying to get the subs mixed in. He says they're not that tall, but they're very athletic, and they need to compete on the boards with Atlantic City. They need to shoot better. From threes, they're shooting at 30%, 52% from two-point range. They're going to play the 2-3 or the 3-2 zone. Coach Valor said, hey, Gene knows what we're going to do. And when I talked to Gene, he said, yeah, they're going to play the zone, which is exactly what they're going to do. So they just want to get good shots. As far as Atlantic City is concerned, they want to move the ball around, ball reversal around that zone defense. They want to get good shots, kind of move it inside and then out, play effectively against that zone, get good shots. And on defense, they want to turn over the Panthers. Put the pressure on. That's what they do. He's not pleased to a great degree with the defense thus far that they are playing. That has been something they've done extremely well the last 2 years, kind of buying into that St. Anthony's type of defense and doing it very well. They also want to take advantage of some of their over-aggressiveness on offense. They think they can do some business there. And he's going to go deep on his bench. That's what Gene does this time of year, to get kids involved so that when the tournament comes around, they're experienced.
Well, and Tony, that's one of the things in the games that I have been able to watch Atlantic City High play. Gene's done a great job in getting deep into his bench. And he's had some games now. I know as a coach, you're never happy with everything, but I saw them play a couple of times, particularly against Wildwood Catholic, when that defense was unbelievable. And it was unbelievable in their man-to-man pressure on the ball. They weren't doing anything fancy. They weren't running and jumping. They weren't doubling. They were just putting so much if an offensive player had the ball and was trying to put it on the floor and go north or south, he wasn't going that way. He was going east and west. And for those that don't understand it, that means they were going sideline to sideline, not to the basket, because they couldn't get that penetration because his kids moved their feet so well.
And penetration was something that Gene talked about. He said, last year we had Montague back there, 6'8", so if we did get beat on the outside, we always had that Montague at 6'8" who could come and clean it up. But this year he said it's a little different. We don't have that back there, but they still recover very well. Even if the outside people, the guards, allow their men to beat them, they still recover very well. So let's take a look at the starting lineup. For Camden, they'll start Brad Hawkins, a 6'2 sophomore. He's their leading scorer at 17, along with William McCants, who is a 6'2 junior, along with Jamal Holloway, a 6'4 sophomore, who averages 14. Jamil Madred, who's a 6'4 senior, and Rasul Hinson, a 6'2 junior. So a lot of young people starting for Camden. On Atlantic City side, senior Isaiah Graves leads them, a 6'2 senior. Tashad Reynolds, 5'8 senior. In the middle will be Dennis White, a 6'5 senior. Kevin Allen, a 6'3 junior, and Jameer Pavard, a 6'3 sophomore. Now, they're going to change it up here this afternoon. Pardon me. They're going to start Lamar Thomas, and Lamar Thomas, who's just a sophomore, has been coming off the bench and just lighting it up from three, and he's very streaky, and he can get hot and really do some damage.
I'll tell you, another player that's done a fantastic job for Coach Allen coming off the bench has been Brian Nolan, the 6'2 senior guard. He comes in, Tony, and he gives them a lot of energy. He gets his hand on a lot of balls. He gets his hand on a lot of loose balls. He's the type of player, he does a lot of things that do not show up on the stat sheet. But let me tell you, he has an impact when he's out there on the floor.
No question about it. And Gene was really not happy with that St. Augustine game. He just didn't feel the team played for each other. He just felt, hey, look, you've got to make the sacrifices if you want to be a real good team. And since that time, they've come on to win a couple in a row. And he feels the team is finally starting to realize what it takes to be a really quality team. And he'll get a test here this afternoon. So both teams are on the court. Camden in their black traveling uniforms. They're the away team with gold trim. Atlantic City in their home whites with the blue, navy blue trim. It'll be Holloway jumping it up against White. Tip is controlled by Atlantic City. Here's Graves, left side. Tosses right side to Allen, outside center court to Reynolds. Retreats. Veering to his right, right sideline to Thomas, down low to White, all alone, turns, and he hits. So Atlantic City with the early 2-zip lead, center court, it's Madrid. He hands off to Haskins.
And very good execution that time in their half-court set.
McCants down the lane for the floater that is no good. Rebound tipped, chased down, and it's smacked off an Atlantic City player out of bounds. It was hit off of Thomas out of bounds, and it'll be Camden basketball. 2-0 Atlantic City in the early going. Tossing in will be Hinson from underneath his own basket.
And it looked like a little confusion. The referee's got that straightened out as they now inbound the ball. Does Camden?
McCants circling to his right, played by Graves. Throws right sideline to Hawkins. Hawkins up high. It goes to Hinson. Hinson sends right sideline to McCants. Right-hand corner intending for Holloway. It's picked off by Allen. Allen leaves it for Graves as he moves it across center court. Deals left sideline to Allen. To the baseline. Banks it home.
What a tough shot. Strong move by Kevin Allen. Driving along that left side. Uses the glass nicely and finishes.
And Gene wanted Allen to become more involved than he has the last few games. Left side ball tapped away from Haskins, and a whistle on the play. They're going to call Isaiah Graves on the foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call, tough foul. Both, players going for a loose ball, balls on the court. But Graves was guilty, unfortunately, of tripping up the Camden Panther player. Therefore, he is whistled for the foul. His first, team's first. And just like that, Cherry Hill East needs a quick, Camden, I'm looking at John Valor, the former coach of Cherry Hill East. They call a quick timeout.
All right, broadcast of Cape Atlantic League Sports brought to you with the support of the McMahon Insurance Agency, voted National Flood Insurance Program Agency of the Year, specializing in home, business, auto, flood, and boat insurance. McMahon Agency turns protection into peace of mind. It matters to you, it matters to them. Call them at 399-0060 or online at McMahonAgency.com. Your neighbors at the McMahon Agency send best wishes for a successful season to all Cape Atlantic League athletes. The McMahon Insurance Agency, Ocean City, Marmora, Mays Landing. The coverage you need, the service you deserve. In the backcourt, Hinson calling out a set play. Sends left side for McCants. McCants, center court, throws for Haskins. Haskins watched by Thomas. Down the lane for the floater. That is no good, but he is hacked on the play, and he'll shoot a pair.
And they're going to whistle that foul. Number 4, Lamar Thomas for the Vikings. The 5'10 sophomore guard picks up his first, team second. 6:29 to go here in the opening quarter. It's Atlantic City 4, Camden 0. But Brad Hawkins, the sophomore, as Tony said, the leading scorer for this Panther squad, is at the line.
Hits the first. Interesting, buddy, that Tavares Hedden, who'll be probably the first to come off the bench. He was all South Jersey last year. Second is also good, but was ineligible for the first part of the season, and they have him coming off the bench. He's just rounding into shape, so a benefit to have him coming off the bench, but he's a fine player as well. Allen loses control along the left sideline, but it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Camden Panthers.
And that time you see Camden, they pick it up defensively, really coming out, pressuring the ball, getting into the passing lanes.
Right side, it's Reynolds. Now the 2-3 zone by Camden. Reynolds looking to flip left sideline, but he's called for steps.
Well, and again, that's a good job by the Camden defense, Tony, because when he picked his dribble up, they flashed out very quickly, took away the passing lane, and Atlantic City turns it over for the second time here in the first quarter.
Here's McCants. Head of the key. One bounces left sideline to Haskins. Down low it goes to Holloway. Tapped away but recovered by Holloway. Sends outside to Haskins, right sideline. Long range jump by Hinson is good for 3. So it's now 5-4 Camden on top of Atlantic City, who took the early 4-zip lead. Deep in the left-hand corner, it's Graves. Check that. Thomas, drives the baseline, but appears he might have stepped on the end line.
That's exactly what they're going to call. He tried driving that left baseline and put his foot on the end line. Turnover number 3.
So here's Haskins moving it across on Thomas. One bounces left side for McCants. Down low flip for Madre. Deep in the left-hand corner, misses everything of the long-range jump. Haskins with the rebound, but he's called for the offensive foul, and the turnover. Atlantic City will take over. So inbounding will be Kevin Allen. 5:24 left in the first.
Good job that time. Good help side defense by Atlantic City. Brad Hawkins picks up his first, team's first.
Moving it across the left side as Reynolds sends right sideline for Thomas. Down low flip for White, poked away and recovered by Hawkins. Gives off to Hinson as he sprints to the forecourt. Left side to Hawkins along the left sideline. Left baseline, he finds Holloway. Cuts in for the wild shot. No good, but nobody boxes him out. He gets his own rebound and drops it home.
Wow, wild shot. You hit that right on the head, but he was lucky enough. As you said, nobody got a body on him. Ball comes right back to him. He's able to lay it up and in. Let's just say that was a self-pass, Tony.
That's what it was. Long-range jumper left sideline by Graves, no good. Rebound, though, by Allen, and he's able to drop it home. Along the right sideline, quickly McCants. Free for the jumper. In and out. Rebound underneath the Holloway, and he's fouled on the putback. So Atlantic City giving up some offensive rebounds in the early going.
His first team third, Holloway.
So Holloway averages 14, second leading scorer on the team for Camden.
That last foul on the Vikings was on Tashad Reynolds. His first, team's third.
First is no good, fighting for the rebound, but to no avail as it's a 2-shot foul.
That was just good practice.
Absolutely. No question about it. You've got to find a positive in everything that happens, right? I mean, let's be real. So here's Holloway with a second. 7-6, Camden with the lead. Second off the back of the rim, bounds high and drops through. 8-6, along the left sideline, it's Thomas. Thomas for the pull-up right side, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Holloway. Holloway gives it to Hinson. Works the right side as he moves it across. Up court to Hawkins. Outside for the long-range jump by Madrid is no good, and the rebound is snared by White. Gives off to Graves. Graves, right-hand corner to Thomas. Outside for Graves. Again, Thomas. Loose for 3. Yes!
And Lamar Thomas, he's not shy. He's a shooter, and he's just going to keep shooting. And he knocks down that 3 ball, puts his team back on top. Atlantic City now up 9-8 with 3:53 to play here in the first quarter. And Camden turned it over, stepping over the end line on the inbounds pass.
So here's Graves inbounding. It comes to Reynolds. Returns to Graves outside to Reynolds. One hops left sideline for Thomas. Swing it right sideline for Graves. Back the other way to Thomas, deep along the left sideline. Tavares Hedden, who we just talked about, has come on for Camden, replacing William McCants. Center court, Reynolds. Snaps left sideline, Thomas. Long-range jump off the back of the rim. No good, and the rebound with position comes off to Holloway. Ahead he fires to Hedden, and he's called for steps.
And that's going to be the third turnover against Camden here in this first quarter. 3:27 to play in period number 1. It's 9-8, Atlantic City on top.
Right sideline, Thomas. Lobs cross-court pass for Graves. Up high for Reynolds. Reynolds outside for Graves, but he puts his step, he takes a step, I should say, before he puts the ball on the court, and you just can't do that. Turned it over.
Not right in front of the official, anyway.
You can do it in the NBA occasionally, not here. Here's Graves, though, with a steal against Hinson down the lane, and he drops it home. The quick hands of Isaiah Graves, the 6'2 senior. Moving it across left side, Hinson, watched by Graves. Throws right sideline for Hawkins. Hawkins, watched by Thomas. Outside Hedden, head of the free throw line. Left sideline, Hinson, long range jump is no good. Rebound fought for, taken by Madrid. Still loose, now he picks it up. Outside for Hedden. Hedden, circling to his left against Reynolds. Down the lane with a step, with a scoop that is no good. But he was fouled on the play.
Yeah, that time Hedden able to take his man off the dribble. No help side defense came over in the back of that Atlantic City defense, so he was able to get right to the rim. And Tashad Reynolds picks up his second, team's fourth. 2:37 to go. Atlantic City on top, 11-8.
Hedden with the first, that is no good. McCants checks back in, replacing Hinson for Camden. As we said, Hedden, a lefty, 6'1 senior, was all South Jersey last year, but could not play until recently, and they're glad to have him back. Second is good.
Yeah, and as you said, it's nice to have a South Jersey player come back off of his ineligibility and come off the bench.
11-9, Atlantic City leads it. Prevard is checked in for Atlantic City. Jameer Prevard throws right sideline to Graves. Back the other way, Prevard. Left side of the lane. Driving for the floater. That is no good. Rebound pops out, and it's taken by Hedden. Hedden puts on the floor, watched by Prevard as he accelerates left side of the circle. For the pull-up. Yes, for three. So Hedden making his presence felt. Coming off the bench gives the Panthers the 12-11 lead. Right sideline, Thomas, outside Graves, returns to Thomas right sideline. Right-hand corner for Allen. Cut off as he looks to drive the baseline. Outside flip for Graves. Long-range jump off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound chased down by Allen. One hops outside for Thomas. Cross-court pass for Graves. Returns for Thomas, back to Graves with a step down the lane, no good. Rebound to White, no good on the follow. Tipped up, no good, and the rebound is snared by McCants, and he's tied up. Possession arrow, though, will go to Camden.
And right there, Atlantic City had multiple opportunities, able to snare a couple offensive rebounds, just unable to convert. Graves made a really good, strong move, not able to knock down the layup.
Inbound pass tapped away and out of bounds. Last touch by Atlantic's. Check that. Last touch by Camden, pardon me. So Atlantic City will take over. Inbounding will be Graves. In close to Allen, just stops and drops it home. And Allen, 6 points in the early going, is getting involved, something Gene Allen wanted him to do. Along the right sideline, Hedden cut off, puts on the floor, continues down the lane for the scoop. Nicely done. That is good. Protected the ball with his body, kind of a jackknife action there. Able to drop it home.
1:05 to go first quarter. Camden back on top, 14-13. Lead's been going back and forth.
White tried to flip it outside from the down low position, but it's picked off by McCann. Snapped outside for Hedden. Hedden cross court underneath looking for Holloway, but it's picked off by Thomas. And Thomas undecided there, buddy, as to what he wanted to do. Did he want to continue the dribble or pass it? He saw someone loose, but he took steps. Checking in for Atlantic City is Brian Nolan, someone you mentioned in the setup.
Each team has now turned it over 6 times here in the first quarter. 44.3 seconds to go. 14-13, Camden on top.
And Dustin Singleton is checked in for the Panthers as well. And now accelerating as he moves it across. Hinson is called for extending the arm, looking to push away the defender.
And that will be the first personal foul on the 6'2 junior guard, Rasul Hinson. His first, team's second.
Deep along the left sideline. Here's Thomas from long range. No good. Rebound comes down to Singleton. Outside to the running Hedden. Has it poked away. Loose but recovered by Singleton. Deep in the left-hand corner. He finds Hinson. Cross-court pass for McCants. Watch by Graves as he circles to his left with 17 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. Here's McCants. Looking to penetrate, now backs it away to the free throw line. Poked away from behind by Graves. Graves ahead of everybody. He's down the lane for the scoop. That is good. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. With Atlantic City breaking back on top with that final bucket. Graves pokes it away and then also able to score on the other end. They lead at 15-14. The Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week is produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN FM. Check out their online inventory at boardwalkhonda.com. Dick's Sub Shop, 742 Ohio Avenue in Absecon, offers great quality and friendly service with all sandwiches available for pickup or delivery. Phone 645-0500. Dick's is open 7 days a week until 8 p.m. on weeknights, 9:30 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can also visit Dick's Sub Shop on Zion Road in EHT. Be sure to try Dick's Special. That's a sub piled high with their special assortment of fresh meats and cheeses. Dick's Sub Shop, Ohio Avenue in Absecon. So Atlantic City takes the lead after the first quarter, 15-14, and it's been back and forth. And it looks like this game is probably going to be close throughout.
Well, as you said, Tony, it has been back and forth. Both teams really getting after each other. Camden has turned it over 8 times here in that first quarter, and Atlantic City turned it over 6. Atlantic City shot the ball a little bit better than Camden High, percentage-wise, but Atlantic City will inbound the ball to start the second quarter, up 15-14.
Lacion Redford is in the ball game now for Atlantic City as he moves it across, lobs it cross court to Thomas. A whistle on the play. Dennis White picks it up. Didn't see exactly what the infraction was. Probably an illegal pick, but Camden takes over.
That's what they were calling an illegal screen. Dennis White, the 6'5" senior, picks up his first, team's 5th.
McCants along the right sideline. Watched by Redfern. Up high it goes to Hedden. Hedden cuts to his left against White. To the baseline. Side jump is good, and you can see that he has some talent. And see why he was All-South jersey last year as Camden back on top 16-15. And Gene Allen not too happy about the defense there. Boardwalk Honda invites you to check out their always up-to-date online inventory, ideal for doing research from the comfort of your own home or office. When you found the Honda models you like, visit Boardwalk Honda, 6807 Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. Take a test drive. Service you'll receive a cut above, and Brian Bamel's sales staff is professional yet highly approachable. You'll quickly understand why Boardwalk Honda has such an expansive base of loyal customers. Boardwalk Honda. Call toll-free 877-472-6499.
Tony, what was your first hint that Coach Gene Allen wasn't too happy with Redfern on that lack of defensive effort?
Well,
the fact that he met him at half court?
He lets you know. It doesn't take him long. You get the message.
You don't even have to wait till you come to the bench. Coach comes right out after you.
Ball tapped out of bounds. Last touched by Camden. It'll be Atlantic City basketball. Yeah, Gene makes his feelings felt in no uncertain terms. Here's Reynolds, center court. Throws right sideline for Graves. Cross-court Thomas outside for Reynolds. Has a notion, does not shoot. Cross-court right side for Graves. Graves double-teamed outside for Reynolds, and he is called for steps. He faked left and cut right, but again, steps before he put the ball on the floor. Checking back in is Allen, replacing Nolan for Atlantic City. So some unforced errors here for Atlantic City.
And again, that is going to be one of the keys in this game. Now each team has turned it over 8 times, and we have a 1-point game. Camden on top, 16-15.
Here's White running with Hinson, who pulls up free throw line for the jump that's no good. Tapped out of bounds, last touched by Camden. In the open floor, if you're going to put White on some of these 6'2 players who have more quickness, White is not going to be able to contend. He's bigger, but not as quick. So here's Reynolds, stutter stepping. Right side looking for Graves. It's picked off. Head for Hedden ahead of everyone down the lane. Scoops and hits. So Hedden off the bench unofficially with 10 for Camden. 18-15. The Panthers lead it.
And 10 points in a very limited amount of minutes here in the first half. 6:26 to play, second quarter, 18-15. Camden on top.
Along the left sideline, it's Graves to the baseline. For the pull-up, it is too far, and the rebound comes down to Hinson. Hinson in a crowd, accelerates ahead right side for McCants. McCants has it taken away, but recaptured by Camden. Long-range jumper, head of the key by Madrid. That's no good, and the rebound comes off to White, and White is fouled from behind. Here's that Madrid picked it up.
And that is exactly what they're going to call. Jamil Madrid picks up his first, team's third here in the first half.
So moving it out of the backcourt is Thomas to the head of the key, right side for Graves. Underneath he finds White. White in a crowd, outside to Graves. Long range jumper now for Thomas, and he connects again from 3.
And that was, as you said, from long range.
Thomas can stick it from downtown, no question about it. Down low flip from Hedden looking for Madrid. And he is fouled by Kevin Allen.
Kevin Allen's going to pick up his first, team's sixth. 5:35 to go here in the opening half, and it is 18-18.
Holloway checks in, replacing McCants. Right baseline, the jumper by Hinson is no good, and it's tapped out of bounds on the rebound attempt by Camden. We're all knotted at 18, 5:31 left in this first half of play. Atlantic City and Camden. Moving it out of the backcourt, Graves operates left side. Fires right sideline for Prevard. Center court for Graves. Steals left sideline for Thomas. Right sideline, long range jumper by Prevard, way off. Rebound comes down to Camden. Up court it goes to Holloway. Holloway cuts to the bucket and is fouled by Prevard. Prevard with the hands in the air saying, "What, me?" But yes, it was you.
And that will be the first personal on the 6'3" sophomore. His first, team's 7th.
So Holloway at the free throw line, 6'4" sophomore. Averages 14. First is good. So their starters, when you take a look at it, sophomore, junior, senior, junior. So a rather young team. Of course, you might see Hedden as the season progresses start.
Yeah, I would think he's going to work his way back into that starting lineup.
Second, no good. Rebound comes off to Allen, who gives off for Graves. Right side, Prevard. Prevard down low for White, looking for some opening. Cuts to his right, now lets fly. It's no good, but he is fouled on the play. He has had very little room to operate, has Dennis White. They really converge on him down low.
And Hedden picks up his first, team's 4th. And you're right, Tony, they've done a good job, has Camden, in their defense, recognizing where Dennis White is, the 6'5" senior. When he does get touches, he's not in his spots, his scoring spots. And typically right there, they bailed him out with that foul because that was not a good shot. He was fading away, and he shot an air ball from about 10 feet.
First was no good. The second is good.
And that's Atlantic City's first trip to the free throw line in tonight's game. 4:54 to go. It is now 19-19 to go in the second quarter.
Crossing over, down low, he finds Holloway, who cuts in and lays it home. Great penetration. He broke down the defender and then able to dish and the bucket.
Absolutely. Tremendous penetration by Hedden.
Right-hand corner, Allen for the side jumper. That's short. Rebound to Hedden. Fires length of the court, intending for Holloway, but picked off by Prevard and last touched out of bounds. Let's see who they call it on. They call it last touch by Camden. Of course, Brevard used to that sort of thing. He also was the starting quarterback on the football team for the Atlantic City Vikings, and he has a promising future in that sport. So here's the inbound pass from Brevard. Comes to Graves. 21-19. Camden on top. Right sideline, it's Brevard. Head of the key to Graves. Swings it left sideline to Thomas. Again, head of the key. Graves returns to Thomas. Deep in the left-hand corner, Allen. On the drive for the scoop that is good. So Allen has been very active offensively here in this first half with his 8th point.
Did a good job that time driving that left baseline. No help defense came to him. He flipped it up and off the glass, and it's now 21-21. 3:55 to go.
The down low
first half.
Down low, sorry, buddies. Down low pass intended for Madrid, but a whistle against Camden. And the personal foul.
They're going to get Hedden for his second personal foul, 15th foul.
So 3:56 left in this first half. Timeout on the floor on the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard. It's 21-all. Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you'll continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service, expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 till 7, Saturdays till 6, Sundays from 8 till 4. Help just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware. 515 New Road in Summers Point. Phone 609-927-6464. Or visit them online at shorehardware.com. Nothing to choose between the two. We're knotted at 21. 3:56 remain. Atlantic City basketball. Inbound pass to Thomas. Trots it, of course. That's across center court. Right side for Graves. Center court for Thomas. Redfern along the left sideline to Thomas. Returns to Graves. They're working the ball around. Now Thomas, long-range jumper off the back of the rim. Rebound comes down to McCants. Accelerating, veering to his right. Whips right sideline to, looks like Hinson. Drives the baseline and a whistle as he hits the deck. Check that. That was Hawkins, pardon me.
And that last foul was on Lamar Thomas. The 5'10 sophomore picks up his second. Team's 8th.
Singleton is checked in for Camden. Placing Hedden. Haskins at the free throw line. First is good. 3 for Haskins. As we mentioned in the pregame, he is their leading scorer, averaging 17, so Atlantic City thus far has kept him relatively in check. Second is good.
Well, not only has he just got the 4 now from the free throw line, Tony, he has not even attempted a field goal from the floor.
Down low pass for Allen. Turns for the jump. That is no good. Rebound is taken off by Haskins. Loses control, but able to recover along the right sideline. Watched by Graves as he moves it across to the free throw line. Pulls up, and he's fouled. Going up for the jumper. Got his arm hacked. And he'll shoot again.
And Isaiah Graves picks up his first, team's 9th. 3:09 to play here in the second quarter. Camden on top, 23-21. And Brad Hawkins looking to add to that lead.
First bounces around and drops through. See, because of that foul, he was unable to get his first attempt.
Yeah.
Right? Because they committed the foul.
Good point. Good point. He's 5 of 5 from the charity stripe. 24-21,
Camden on top by 3 now. Second is also good, so they extend to a 4-point lead. This might be their biggest lead of the game. Moving it across is Reynolds. Snaps right sideline to Redford. Returns to Reynolds. They swing it left sideline to Brevard. Outside for Reynolds. Right-hand corner to Redfern. Center court for Reynolds. Reynolds puts on the floor. Outside, Allen cuts in for a forced floater that is no good. He was off balance when he let fly, but tapped it out of bounds. Last touch by Camden, so Camden bails out Atlantic City. Not a good shot. Had the move, got the step, but really wasn't set before he unloaded. Inbounding Reynolds.
That was just a very poor decision by Kevin Allen.
So here's White down low for the short flip that is good. He was triple teamed there, but still able to get the shot away and hit it.
That's what you call a very strong move by Dennis White.
Down the lane is Haskins for the scoop that just rolled around the lip of the rim and just wouldn't drop through, and the rebound comes off to Atlantic City. Here's Reynolds. Right sideline for Brevard. Brevard sends center court for Reynolds as he calls out a set play with 2:12 left first half of play. Right sideline, Brevard looking, continues to look. Cross-court pass tipped away off the hands of the defender Hinson and then clicks off the hands of Reynolds, so Camden will take over. Singleton sits down and Hedden back in the game for Camden. They lead it 25-23.
And Atlantic City turns it over for the 10th time here in the first half.
Here's McCants giving off to Hedden. Watched by Redfern. You can see he's got tremendous quickness. Nearly loses control. Deals to Haskins in the right-hand corner. Down low on a return. Looking for Hinson, but it's picked off by Allen. And now they call a tie-up possession arrow again in the favor of Camden. So they'll keep check that. Now it does, that was a tie-up, right? Yeah. Okay, they are going to keep the basketball. Some confusion there. Hinson to toss in. Down low it goes for Haskins for the turnaround that's short, and the rebound taken off by Allen. Allen gives off to Redfern with 1:35 left. Redfern, right sideline for Reynolds. Returns to Redfern, head of the key with penetration. Down the lane, loses control as he lets fly, and it's rebounded by Camden. Ahead for the running Hedden. Down the lane, scoop and hits. Of course, Hedden is a lefty, so when he drives the left side of the lane, that's his natural way to go, and able to drop it home with 12 points, Hedden has. Up high it goes for Allen. Allen, Kearns, looking for the bank, no good. Rebound White, yes, on the follow. So White has been starting to assert himself lately in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Down the lane, the floater no good. Rebound to White by McCants, that was no good. Rebounded by White. He gives off to Redfern behind the back. Flips right-hand corner for Reynolds. Step back for the long-range three that almost hit the ceiling. No good, and the rebound comes off to Haskins. Haskins in the backcourt. Played by Brevard for 35 seconds remaining. Let's see if they hold for one.
That ball came down with some snow flurries on it.
Right sideline. Hinson. 25 seconds left, and Coach Valora will instruct them to keep it out and play for one. Center court, Hedden. 15 seconds remain. He's watched by Redfern. Hedden accelerates, switching hands on the dribble. Pulls it out. Takes him to the basket and knocked away from behind by Redfern and off the foot or the leg of Hedden. So he thought he had his man beat. He did, but the quick hands by Redfern to tip it away from behind.
Redfern did a great job defensively on the ball.
And now the floater by Redfern at the buzzer. No good. Rebound. Was that Redfern on the rebound?
Yes, it was.
All right, gets his own rebound and floats it home and drops it through. So Redfern with his first two, and that ties up the score at 27 all. And we said it's probably going to be close throughout, and that appears to be the case. Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week is produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN FM. Brian Brummel and his professional staff are waiting to serve you at Boardwalk Honda on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. Interstate Batteries in Egg Harbor Township is now the 10th largest in the country, bringing their excellent service to 7 counties in South Jersey. They not only have a battery for your car, but your boat, RV, motorcycle, ATV, truck, power chair, or your golf cart. Interstate Batteries, America's #1 replacement battery, is at 6064 Riga Avenue in EHT. Open Monday through Friday from 8 till 5. Phone them 609-646-5008. If you need a battery, you'll find it at Interstate Batteries, tested and trusted. They are outrageously dependable. Where at halftime? Camden and Atlantic City, all knotted at 27. And there's a full line of brand new cars available for rent at just 4 wheels on the White Horse Pike in Absecon, Rio Grande Avenue in Wildwood, Route 50 in Mays Landing, and Perry Egan 16th and Simpson in Ocean City. They also have conversion vans, trucks, minivans, 15-passenger vans. Be smart. Rent at just 4 wheels, serving South Jersey for more than 25 years in Absecon, Wildwood, Mays Landing, Ocean City, Berlin, Lakewood, and Brooklyn, New York. Open from 8:30 till 7 daily. That's just 4 wheels. And you'll like the way they do business at the Thomas H. Heist Insurance Agency. Coastal insurance specialist with over 35 years experience. Flood, boat, auto, life, health. They offer it all at the Heist Agency with convenient offices located at 700 West Avenue in Ocean City, 7809 Atlantic Avenue in Margate, in Egg Harbor Township at the Providence Professional Park, and in the ShopRite Shopping Center in Moramora, and South Main Road in Vineland as well. You'll also find them online at heistagency.com. Remember, Thomas H. Heist, when you need insurance. On the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard, we are at halftime. Atlantic City and Camden all knotted at 27. We're going to step aside for just a moment for a few messages, and then we'll be back with more right here from the Shoot Down Cancer Classic at St. Augustine. We'll be back.
If you are one of the thousands of New Jersey residents struggling emotionally from the aftermath of Superstorm Sandy, call 866-202-HELP to be connected to the professional guidance, counseling, or substance abuse services you need. Just call 866-202-HELP or 866-202-4357. They're here to help. This message is brought to you by the Mental Health Association in New Jersey with Social Services Block Grant funding from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Sleepy's President's Day sale is going on now with half off practically every mattress in the store. Get our lowest prices ever on select Sealy Posturepedic and Beauty Rest Queen sets starting at just $3.99. Plus, get a free 50-inch HD TV, $300 gift card, or a Simmons twin mattress absolutely free with select models. Sleepy's President's Mattress Sale going on now. Only at Sleepy's, the mattress professionals, making the world a better place to sleep.
Mismatched stilettos for a night on the town.
That would be a no-no.
Forgetting to hit the end call button before telling your boss what you really think.
That would be a no-no.
Your beautiful skin with no unwanted hair.
That would be my no-no. With no hair, no more painful and expensive in-office treatments, and annoying shaving. Now I have the confidence to deal with hair on my legs, bikini line, and face too.
That's because No-No's patented Thermicon technology works on all hair colors and skin types. You won't believe the weeks of long-lasting results right at home.
It's the pain-free solution to unwanted hair. Wherever I go, that's where my no-no goes.
And now for a limited time, you can try No-No risk-free. Get the No-No, the facial kit, and a travel case, all when you call 800-569-2712.
No hair with no pain. That would be my no-no.
Call for your No-No now. 800-569-2712. 800-569-2712. Order online and get a free gift card at nonoradio.com. 800-569-2712.
A lot can happen during the life of your interstate car battery.
Nice ride.
Thanks. Want to go steady?
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Honey, I think it's time.
It's the boy.
Jimmy! Soccer practice!
Dad, can I borrow the car?
Hey, nice ride.
Thanks.
Want to go steady?
No battery lasts longer than an Interstate, and the new Interstate AGM lasts up to 3 times longer than the competition. To find a dealer near you, visit interstatebatteries.com. A lot can happen during the life of your Interstate car battery.
The Berlin Wall has officially come down. Stores are running out of stock as people race for Y2K. The curse is over! They win the series! And the latest craze, space tourism. Who knew?
No battery lasts longer than an Interstate, and the new Interstate AGM lasts up to 3 times longer than the competition. To find a dealer near you, visit interstatebatteries.com.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of high school basketball on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Sullivan pulls up from half court. Sullivan pulled up from half court right in front of the Spirit bench at Camden.
Now, let's go courtside for all the play-by-play.
All right, back here at St. Augustine, the Shoot Down Cancer Classic. Tony Blum and Buddy Tarbutton we're just about set for the second half. Both teams are back on the floor. Taking a look at some of the statistics, as you mentioned, turnover-wise. Yeah, turnovers 12 for Camden and 10 for Atlantic City. So both teams have been turning it over at quite a high rate, and I'm sure they're going to try to get that under control.
And it's funny, Tony, we talked about that before the game, and obviously both coaches emphasized they want to turn the other team over more than they turn it over, and because the turnovers are so close, we have a tie score at 27 apiece, and it will come down to who takes better care of the basketball for these final 16 minutes. Which team's going to step up and handle the ball and make better decisions, and that's something that, and again, too, you got to give credit to both of these teams defensively because they're playing man-to-man. They're not pressing, and they're not doing anything fancy. They got some quick athletes on both ends of the floor defensively, and they're doing a good job of making it a little difficult on the offensive player. They think there's a lane, a passing lane, and as soon as they think or blink, it's gone. And you got to credit both teams for really getting after it.
And sometimes they even break down the defensive player, get by them, and we saw Graves a couple times poke it away from behind, then go the other way. Reminds me of one of my favorite players, Clyde Frazier, who used to do that all the time. Just let his man get past him, poke it away from behind, and then he goes the other way. But it seems pretty much even rebounds. Camden leads at 17-14. And as we mentioned, Hedden came off the bench. Tavares Hedden, the 6'1 senior, to score 12 points in the game. He leads all scorers with 12. For Atlantic City, 8 points for Kevin Allen. Dennis White with 7 after a very slow start. And Lamar Thomas with 6 on 2 threes.
And Tavares Hedden has also been perfect from the floor. He's 5 for 5. He's 5 for 5 from the floor. 4 of 4 inside the arc, and he's hit that 1 3-pointer. He's 1 of 2 from the foul line. And he really, as you said, he's an all South Jersey basketball player. Had some eligibility issues the beginning of the season. Now they finally got him back. They're playing him into shape. And, this kid can play, and it will be just a matter of a couple of games more, I'm sure, before he's in the starting lineup.
I guess Atlantic City's got to feel pretty good about that because you got to figure you're not doing that in the second half. You're not hitting every shot in the second half. So Atlantic City, you got to figure, okay, that was a great performance, but we don't think you're going to hit every shot in the second half. We'll have to wait and see. Skelly's High Point Pub, open 24 hours a day on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday until 3 a.m. the rest of the week. Skelly's is at Shore Road on the White Horse Pike in Absecon. Best in food and drink available to you every day, and they deliver as well. The High Point has dinners from 4 to 10 p.m. every day, daily luncheon specials, all of your favorites from pizza and wings to cheesesteaks and surf and turf. 7 TVs at Skelly's, all hooked up to satellites for the best sports coverage. Skelly's High Point Pub, 5 North Shore Road in Absecon. Phone High Point 641-3172 for takeout or delivery.
And this is game 4 here this Saturday afternoon in the Shoot Down Cancer Classic. Earlier, Timber Creek beat Egg Harbor Township 49-48. Janan Sermon led EHT with 15. Randy Bell had 11 for Timber Creek. And Washington Township wore down Ocean City 64-58. And Millville beat Cherry Hill East 73-60.
Right sideline, it's Graves outside for Thomas, and he connects head of the key again from downtown. That's his third three. Here's McCants looking to feed up court, but it's taken away by White. Gives off to Reynolds along the right sideline. He throws for Thomas, who returns to Reynolds. Along the left sideline for Graves. Deep in the left-hand corner for Reynolds. Outside Graves. Center court for Thomas. Thomas retreats. Now circling to his left. Deals left sideline for Graves. Down low for White for the turn. No good on the short flip. Rebound is taken off by Madden. Madden gives off to Hinson. Hinson operates left side. Watched by Reynolds. Retreats to center court. Throws left sideline to Haskins. Down low flip is poked away and taken away by White, who's really started to come on here in the last part of the first half and now here in this third quarter. Center court. Here's Graves. Graves splits the defense, and he is hacked as he cuts down the lane. Non-shooting affair.
And Rasol Hinson is whistled for the foul. His second, team's first here in the second half. And that's a tough call there. Yes, did he foul? But where was Isaiah Graves going?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no seam, no lane.
Inbound pass to White for the fadeaway. That is no good, and the rebound is taken off by McCants. And a timeout is called on the floor. So 6:28 left in this third quarter of play. And Atlantic City leads it by 3, 30-27. Well, Shoppy's is even better online. You've probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shoppy.com you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shoppy's also has a complete line of gifts. Remember, you are not presenting the finest trophy unless you're presenting a Shoppy trophy. Phone 609-653-1684 for Shoppy since 1921. And the Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week is produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN FM. Connect with Brian Ramel and the sales staff at Boardwalk Honda on Facebook.
And immediately following this game, Camden Catholic will be taking on Delsey. Then at 6 o'clock, it's St. Augustine against Holy Spirit, which that's another game that's going to be a great game. Then at 7:30, it's Cherry Hill West against Middle Township, and the return of one of the best high school coaches in the state, Tommy Fracco, returns to the sideline for the Panthers.
Here's Hedden breaking away, and a whistle on the play. Turnover against Camden. Is that stepping on the sideline? I didn't see. Our viewpoint was blocked, but Atlantic City basketball nonetheless. They lead at 30-27. Head of the key, Graves. Along the left sideline to Reynolds. Down low, White. Again, he's triple teamed and foul from behind. Well, I tell you, he really does draw a crowd, does Dennis White. So second team foul. Inbounding will be Reynolds from underneath his own basket. The inbound pass to Graves, looking to flip it home, no good, but the rebound taken by White, and he is called for traveling. So Dennis White has definitely had to fight for everything he's gotten offensively. Inbounding is Hawkins. Looking to flip to Hedden, but it's intercepted by Graves, and he drives and knocks it home. Inbound pass now comes to Madden as he accelerates across the timeline, right side of the circle. Center court for Hedden, watched by Reynolds. Hedden fires right sideline for Hawkins. Center court, he throws for McCants. McCants, one hops right side for Hidden. Cuts to the baseline for the fadeaway. Too far. Rebound tapped and knocked around and finally grabbed off by McCants. Loose for the jumper that is no good. And the rebound is taken off by Lamar Thomas. Thomas to the forecourt. Thomas calling out a set play as he veers to his right. Leaves it for Reynolds. 5:20 left, third quarter. Thomas, right-hand corner. Down low pass for the reverse that is no good. Is that White? Yeah, White looking for the reverse. Probably his best look of the basketball game. Actually had just one defender on him and able to draw the personal.
And Brad Hawkins picks up his second, team's third. And that was good ball movement. And Dennis White did a good job coming strong to the ball.
So timeout now on the floor. 5:17 left. 27 for Camden. Atlantic City leads it, though, with 32. Listen for additional coverage of high school basketball on 97.3 ESPN, produced by Ulmer Appliance. These additional games are brought to you by Ulmer's Appliance Service, with 4 offices to serve you. Phone 609-399-4398 for additional information. Ulmer's Appliance Service by Remax at the Shore, the Jersey Shore real estate experts. Phone 609-523-9494. And let the experts find you a home at the Shore. And by the DeWeese Law Firm. For experienced and effective legal representation in New Jersey, phone 609-522-5599 or visit DeWeeseLawFirm.com. And of course, we haven't mentioned it, but if you would like to watch this game, it's live on 97.3 ESPN FM. And Matt Ulmer just right across the way from us, taking this game in via the video version, and always does such a great job. We just love having him, and gives you the opportunity to watch the game and not only hear it here at 97.3 FM.
Absolutely. In the game, you can also watch it later. It's a game that's saved for the entire season. So that's another nice feature provided here by 97.3 ESPN.
And Dennis White connects on the first. He's another lefty. Here's the second. It hits the front of the rim and does not drop through. Rebound comes off to Hawkins. Gives off to McCants. Returns to Hawkins. Drives left side of the lane for the floater that is good. Tough shot there by Hawkins, but able to get it to go. Up court fast, quickly I should say. Here's Graves.
And that's Hawkins' first field goal of the game. He has 8 points, 6 from the foul line.
Graves drives right baseline. Underneath, finds White and drops it home.
Well, that's one thing. Dennis White, he gets that ball underneath. He is a finisher.
Left sideline, Hidden. Double team. Down low. For the pass, for the cutting Holloway. And Holloway drives across the lane and can't get the shot off because he was fouled. White picks it up.
And Dennis White picks up his first team foul against the Vikings here in the second half. 4:36 to play, third quarter. It's Atlantic City 35, Camden 29.
Jamal Holloway with 6 points, the 6'4" sophomore with the first. No good off the back of the rim.
And Tony, what I was going to say, when Dennis White was at the line the last time for Atlantic City, he is the only Viking to get to the free throw line in tonight's game. They've only attempted 4 free throws. He's 2 of 4, but he's the only player to get to that line. That's an interesting fact, in the fact that they're up 5.
That is. Second was good by Holloway, by the way. Right sideline, it's Graves now ahead for Reynolds, double teamed along the right sideline, and they say Reynolds stepped on the sideline. So a turnover, and Camden with the basketball. They trail it 35-30. Along the left sideline, the pass is picked off, intended for Hinson, but Nolan, who's come on for Atlantic City, stepped in front. Here's Graves, center court. Lobs left sideline for Thomas. Returns to Graves, right side of the circle. Right-hand corner to Reynolds, looking to feed it down low for Allen, but knocked away and out of bounds. Last touched by Camden, and the Panthers will call time. 4:05 left third quarter. Atlantic City leads by 5. 35-30 on the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard. Signal Graphics on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. Your local commercial printer with personal service you expect. Cut out the middleman. Save time, save money. Signal Graphics prints full color in-house. Signal's state-of-the-art equipment and expert printing staff allows them to produce an excellent product for a very low cost. For a fast turnaround and great service, call the Gunnels, Riley K. or Chris, 609-569-9990. And for special service, ask for Chugger. That's Signal Graphics. And the Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN FM. Boardwalk Honda wants your car, and they're paying top dollar. Visit boardwalkhonda.com.
Ask for Chugger?
That's what it says. I only read them. I don't write them.
I'm afraid to get an elaboration on that one.
All right, so Atlantic City with the basketball, leading at 35-30. Inbounding will be Reynolds, Tashard Reynolds. Tashard Reynolds, that is, a 5'8 senior, looking in, continues to look, still looking, now fires outside for Nolan along the right sideline. Nolan gives off to Reynolds, sends left side for Graves with a crossover. Graves down the lane, the fourth shot, really had not much of an opportunity to make that, but he did get fouled, so he'll move to the free throw line to shoot two. Of course, both White and Graves have been part of the last two Group 4 championships. First no good for Atlantic City. They've won two in a row. Something that, when you look back in the history of Atlantic City, had never been done before. And the second is good. 36-30 Atlantic City.
That last foul on Holloway was his first, team's fourth here in the second half.
McCants left sideline. Up high it goes for the straightaway jump by Holloway. That's no good. Rebound is tapped out of bounds by Tashard Reynolds. He had the basketball in his hand, but he just could not grasp it, and it went out of bounds off his fingertips. Henson to toss in. Underneath his own basket, looking, continues to look. It comes to McCants. McCants to Henson, right sideline with a step on Nolan, down the lane, and drops it home with a scoop.
That was a big-time move by Rasal Henson. He just took Brian Nolan off the dribble, got to the rack, and laid it in.
Here's Graves once again driving down the lane, and again he is fouled on his journey. White checks back in, replacing Nolan.
And Rasal Henson picks up his third, team's fifth. That time, that was a good decision by Isaiah Graves, because the defender was out so far between the top of the key and the circle at half court, and he was able to beat him off the dribble, and the defender had no choice that time but to foul.
Here's Lamar Thomas, left side of the circle, stepping to his right as Camden goes back to that 3-2 zone. One hops right sideline looking for Graves, but kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Henson. Madron checks back in for Camden, replacing Henson. Inbound pass comes to Reynolds. 3 minutes exactly left in this third quarter of play. 36-32 Atlantic City. Deep along the left sideline. Check that right sideline. The jumper by Graves, no good. Rebound to Camden. The length of the court feed for Holloway. He's down the lane, and he drops it home. So Camden closes to two. Driving the left baseline is Graves and loses control, and it's going to be Camden basketball. So Atlantic City getting a little sloppy here. And there's a timeout on the court. 2:40 left in this third quarter of play. Atlantic City leads it 36-34 on the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard. Well, do you need a sign? Well, then you need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie at Blue Water Graphics creates signs for real estate and other businesses. He does construction site signs and window lettering for your business. He can also provide the lettering for your van, truck, car, or your boat. You can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows, whatever lettering you need, phone Captain Charlie, 823-8891. For Blue Water Graphics, and the Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week is produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN FM. Check out their online inventory at boardwalkhonda.com. So it appears that Isaiah Graves is intent on driving to the basket and has done so 2-3 times in a row, and has it knocked away a few times, but fortunately for him, has had an opportunity to get to the free throw line, but lost it again on that last drive.
Well, Tony, it's like the one time, as you said, he's done it on more than one occasion, 2 or 3 times. The one time he got through cleanly and then was fouled out of necessity by Camden, he had the space to make that move. It's when he doesn't have the space, when he's trying to make that move, when the defenders are inside the top of the key, there's too much help side, there's too much traffic, there's too much congestion, and then that turns into a turnover instead of a heads-up type play for the Vikings.
So here's McCants circling to his left. Watched by Graves. Leaves it left sideline for Haskins. Step deep in the left-hand corner, that is, for McCants. McCants switching hands on the dribble to the baseline. Underneath, looking to force the issue, but picked off by Allen, but he throws it away to Hedden. Deep along the left sideline for the long-range jump that is no good. It's tapped out of bounds. Last touched by Camden. Camden, an opportunity right there to take the lead on a 3, but unable to cash in. Inbound pass comes to Graves. 2:05 remaining in the third. Sends to Reynolds, right sideline. Down low, White has it knocked away, but recovers for the short jump. That is good. Nice touch there by White.
And again, Dennis White likes to draw that contact. He gets that contact, Tony, and he just absorbs it and is able to score through it.
And then the up-court pass by Camden through the hands of Holloway and out of bounds. So now the turnover, Atlantic City up 38-34, looking to extend. Go ahead.
Camden has now turned it over 17 times.
Down the lane, here's Allen for the floater. That is off the front of the rim and drops through. So Allen with a penetration. And the inbound pass is stolen by Graves, and we've seen this a lot from Atlantic City. This is the way they pull away from teams, as they score in bunches off defensive pressure. Here's White outside for Graves at center court. 1:12 left in this third quarter. Gene Allen may be wanting them to just play deliberate here. And they're just holding it out right here, buddy. They want Camden to come out of that 2-3 zone. Play the basketball. Left sideline, Reynolds, pump fake, cuts to his right. Long range jump, in and out, rebound by Thomas. Thomas at 5'10", gets inside position, and he's fouled, and he'll move to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Well, what happened that time, when Reynolds took the jump shot, it had great rotation. It was down, but then as it popped out, Thomas came from the weak side and snuck around to the strong side, found himself some space to go up and get the offensive rebound and then try and put it back. And he caught Camden by surprise, and they had to foul him.
So Lamar Thomas at the free throw line. He has scored 9 points on only 3 shots. All of them, of course, were good from 3, and the first was no good. Of course, he was fouled in the act. So once again, the team's practicing their rebound efficiency on the free throw line. He'll get another.
And Atlantic City just 3 of 7 from the foul line.
They've struggled from the free throw line. That has been one of the issues. Second is good. So 10 points now for Thomas, and like Dennis White might have slipped down or got pushed down.
They're going to call a foul on number 3, Brad Hawkins, and that's going to be his third, and it's going to, they're going to call a foul on Dennis White. They're going to say he tried to hook the guy that he was guarding, and he got caught.
So here's Madrid driving up court, leaves it for Holloway. Holloway drives the baseline, and he lays it home. Nice look there by Madrid as he found Holloway driving the baseline, and he just dropped it home, and he was fouled on the play. So 41-36, Atlantic City leads it with Just over 46 seconds left here in this third quarter of play.
And that foul, Tony, was called on number 2 for the Vikings, Kevin Allen. The 6'3" junior picks up his second, team's third. And Holloway at the line trying to finish the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
And unable to do so, but the rebound comes down to Madrid. It's tapped away from Madrid. Last touch out of bounds by Atlantic City. So that's the way this game has gone thus far. Atlantic City or Camden get 3, 4, 5-point lead, and then the other team just rallies and ties it up. Inbounding Camden, but there's a foul on the inbound, and it looks like they're going to call it on Madrid. But it's on Camden, whoever it's on.
Now they call that
Hawkins.
Brad Hawkins, the 6'2" sophomore. He picks up his third, team's 8th. 43.5 seconds to play here in the third quarter. 41-36.
That could be big, buddy, because it was kind of a reversal in the first half. It was the Vikings who had the team fouls go against them. But here, Atlantic City in the one-on-one, they only have 3 team fouls themselves. So they have actually 3 to give before they're in the penalty. Here's Thomas. First is good.
And now it is 42-36. The 6-point lead is the biggest of the game that the Vikings have been able. They've had it multiple times.
And hits them both. 43-36. Just 42 seconds remaining in this third quarter of play. Here's Hedden accelerating on Reynolds. One hops along the left sideline to Hawkins. Down the lane for the floater that is no good, and the rebound is taken off by Allen. Allen, in congestion, gives off to Thomas, and he is fouled in the backcourt. And once again, we're going to see some free throws here. So when you're trailing and you are the team of the penalty, it makes catching up a little bit more difficult for you.
Absolutely, and here's the other issue. We got 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. That was the 9th team foul on Camden. So for the rest of this game, which is an entire fourth quarter, Atlantic City will go to the line to shoot 2.
First is good by Allen as he bounces it off the front of the rim and drops it through. That's an excellent point there, buddy, because how do you try to play good defense, because you can't trade baskets and expect to catch up. Second off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound loose, chased down deep in the left-hand corner, last touched by Camden. It's tough when you're trying to play the defense, and it's last touched by Atlantic City. And then you have the double bonus facing you. Inbound pass comes to Hinson along the left sideline with 19 seconds remaining. 44-36, Atlantic City with their biggest lead, 8 points. Along the left sideline, he gives off to McCants. Outside, Haskins swings it right sideline to Singleton, who's come on for Camden with 5 seconds remaining. Here's Haskins spinning down the lane for the floater. That is no good. Rimmed out, rebound to Allen, and that's it. We've played 3 complete, and Atlantic City extends to a 44-36 lead over Camden. Interstate Batteries, America's #1 replacement battery, is at 6064 Riga Avenue at EHT. Phone them 609-646-5008. If you need a battery, you'll find it at Interstate Batteries, tested and trusted. The McMahon Insurance Agency of Ocean City, Marmora, Mays Landing. Call them 609-399-0060 or online at McMahonAgency.com. Coverage you need, the service you deserve. This game also brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team every week. And Vic's Sub Shop, 742 Ohio Avenue in Absecon. Phone 645-0500. Vic's is open 7 days a week until 8 p.m. on weeknights, 9:30 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Vic's Sub Shop, Ohio Avenue in Absecon. So Atlantic City putting up 17 in that third to Camden's 9 as they build the lead to 8 points.
And the biggest lead of the evening for the Vikings. Camden will get the ball to start this fourth quarter. But the first couple of minutes are going to be very important. If Atlantic City can maintain this lead and force Camden into a situation where they have to foul, Atlantic City goes to the line. The rest of the game shooting 2.
Here's Hinson accelerating as he moves it across against Isaiah Graves. Deals left sideline for Haskins. Center court for Hinson. Hinson backs up. Throws right sideline for Hedden. Hedden looking to work off the pick. Snap center court for Haskins. Watched by Reynolds. Puts on the floor to the left side of the lane as he backs his way in. That's no good. Rebound taken off by Madrid, and Madrid able to follow and hit. 44-38. Moving it across. Isaiah Graves walks to his right. Throws left sideline for Thomas. Returns to Graves. Graves accelerates. Left sideline for Thomas. Center court for Graves. They swing it right sideline now for Reynolds. Reynolds to Graves deep in the right-hand corner outside for Thomas. Head of the key. Thomas, they're taking their time here against the zone. They want to find a good shot or an opportunity to get fouled. Down low pass for White. Check that. Allen turns for the hook that is no good. Rebound to White. White in traffic. White loses control, but White is fouled from behind. So now this triple teaming that Camden has been throwing against White, not going to be quite as effective because you can't be quite as aggressive. And there's a perfect example as White now will shoot 2, as you mentioned. They're in the double bonus.
And that foul was on Jamel Madrid, his third. The team has been over the limit.
Wow. White, talk about a friendly bounce. It bounced off the front, bounced off the back, dropped through.
Yeah, that time Dennis White used every part of the orange.
Second is good.
And the second time he does not need to. He just flushed it.
That's it. No orange on that one. Here's the up court pass for Hinson. Underneath to the cutting Holloway. And again, they drive the baseline. The nice dish. And Holloway is able to convert. 46-40. 6:35 remaining. And the pass by Reynolds is knocked away. Last touch by Atlantic City, that is, out of bounds, and it'll be Camden basketballs. They steal it, force the turnover, and of course that's what they're going to be looking to do.
That play was all Tavares Hedden. He stuck with it, came up with the steal, wasn't able to control the basketball. It slipped out of his hands, but he still stayed with it and was able to knock it off a Viking out of bounds.
Here's Hedden with a 3. No good. Rebound to Allen, and Allen is fouled. So again, you try to contest the rebound. If you get too aggressive, you send Atlantic City to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And it is 46-40, 6:18 to go. And the other key, Atlantic City's got to make free throws.
Yes.
If they continue to make one of 2, they're going to allow the Panthers to chip back into the game.
Allen makes the first. Also gets the friendly rim. Will shoot another.
It's that nice soft touch these guys have, too. They got to give them credit.
Second, also good by Kevin Allen.
You get the ball up on the rim, Tony, and you have good rotation. The tendency is it will give you that friendly roll.
Here's Haskins at center court. 48-40 now. Atlantic City up by 8. To Hinson, right side. Watched by Graves. Leaves it for Hedden, left side. Hedden played by Reynolds. Works off the pick from Madron, that is, down low for Madron. Underneath to the cutting Holloway, and this time it's grabbed by Allen, and they say it's a tie-up, and Atlantic City with the basketball. So the quick hands by Allen, reaching in, not fouling, and grabbing the basketball to tie it up. And Atlantic City with possession.
And again, Camden with 22 turnovers.
Center court, Isaiah Graves. Isaiah Graves has it knocked away, but able to rescue. Right side. Accelerates, cuts between 2. Underneath to the cutting White, and he is fouled as he cuts in. Great look there by Isaiah Graves, finding White free underneath, and he was bodied as he goes up for the short flip, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, Isaiah Graves that time does a good job beating his defender off the dribble. And as he comes down the right side of that lane, to Dennis White's credit, he does a real good job of coming to the ball. He doesn't come too close to create a clog in the offensive scheme down there, but he gives enough space where Graves can hit him with that pass and he draws the foul.
First is no good by White. 48-40. Dennis White, the 6'5" senior. Second is no good. And the rebound taken off by Madrid. Madrid accelerates. Madrid to the forecourt. Madrid underneath to the cutting Haskins. It is no good, but he was fouled on the play. And they have run that play 2 or 3 or 4 times, and it's successful most of the time. They get the penetration. Somebody drives the baseline. They hit him. Easy bucket. Not there, but they're going to shoot 2.
And again, what happens, they come to a jump stop just inside. The man with the ball running the break for Camden comes to a jump stop just inside the foul line as he draws that defender to him, and that gives him either block to go to. He can either dump the ball on the left block to where that defender came from, or if he came off the right block, giving up that guy, he can dump it to him. And they've made good decisions, as you said, Tony, in doing that.
Hawkins with the first, good. Second, also good. 48-42, Atlantic City continues to lead it. 6-point advantage. Inbound pass comes to Lamar Thomas. Ahead it goes to Graves. Down the lane. Graves for the floater. That is no good. Rebound taken by White for the follow. That is no good. And the rebound is snared by Camden's Holloway. Ahead for Hedden. Hedden accelerates. Left baseline for the pull-up. That is no good. Rims out. And the rebound taken off by White. White gives off to Allen. Sends cross court for Thomas. Ahead for Graves. Drives down the lane. That is no good. Looking for the foul. Doesn't get it. And it's last touch out of bounds by Atlantic City. So Graves got the step but just couldn't finish.
48-42, 4:54 to play in the game. Atlantic City on top. But again, Camden not going away. The biggest Atlantic City lead so far has been 8.
Inbound pass to Hedden, accelerates. Hedden pulls up left side of the lane. Jumper, no good. Rebound tapped out, taken by Hinson. Underneath, all alone, the drop at home is Hedden. So now 48-44. Nolan has come on to replace White for Atlantic City. Center court. Allen leaves it left sideline for Reynolds. They swing it right-hand corner for Graves. Outside. Right side, Thomas. Deep in the right-hand corner, it's Graves, drives the baseline, and he gets bailed out there as the defender is called for a blocking foul. Appears to be Holloway.
And that's who it was, Jamal Holloway, 6'4" sophomore. But what that call was there, Holloway actually drew the offensive foul. He had position, he was there, he was planted, but he was too far under the rim, Tony, and you can't be that deep in the lane and take that type of a charge. Therefore, it comes out as a block, and that is Holloway's third, sending Graves to the line to shoot 2, and he knocks down the first one.
Isaiah with 8 points, unsuccessful on the second. Rebound comes off to Madrid, gives off to Hedden. 4-12. Hedden nearly turns it over.
Yeah, that one, ball came up very high.
And he gives off to Hawkins as he comes to meet it. Had a foul call. Oh. Looks like they call it offensive foul. What was that?
That's what they called. They called an offensive foul on Tavares Hedden.
And you may have heard the reaction by the Camden crowd just sitting to our left. Not real happy.
One official had one call. The other official had another. Had it. That was a 50-50 call. One had it to 150. The other one had it the other 50. And the other deferred. And obviously the one that deferred gave it to the other 50 that would not be happy with the call.
Kevin Allen with a scoop that's no good. Rebound to Camden. They work it down court. The scoop no good. Rebounded by Graves. Ahead for Reynolds with a pump fake, and he is called for traveling. And, of course, in that particular situation, he was concerned about getting a shot blocked, so wanted to pump fake and then drive home, but unable to do so as he steps, causes the turnover.
Well, as he came to that jump stop, his feet just slipped. He was able not to fall down, but he lost his footing.
And now along the left sidelines, Hawkins can't control the basketball and loses along the left sideline. So back and forth, little sloppy play here in this fourth quarter. 3:23 left.
Atlantic City's turned it over 15 times, Tony, and that was number 23 on the Panthers.
Here's Graves with a step. Underneath finds Nolan all alone, and he able to just knock it home. His first two of the game. Here's Hedden, right side of the circle. Watched by Reynolds. Crosses over to the right side of the lane. Right sideline for McCants. McCants brings it outside on Thomas. Cuts to his left. Head of the key, Hedden. Watched by Reynolds. Hedden, left-hand corner for Hawkins. Drives the baseline against Isaiah Graves, and no basket. They call a block on Isaiah Graves, so I guess turnabout is fair play as he picks up the blocking foul.
And that will be the third personal foul on Isaiah Graves, the 6'2" senior. Fifth team foul against Atlantic City. So Tony, AC still has one foul to give before they send the Panthers to the line in the bonus.
Inbound pass fired into the backcourt. White's back in for Nolan. Deep along the left sideline. Long-range jumpers, no good by Hinson. Rebound to Graves. Down the lane for the stuff as he hits White for the exclamation point. 53-44. Now Camden has it deflected out of bounds along the left sideline as White stuffs.
And again, a good job by Isaiah Graves pushing it, finding his teammate ahead. And as you said, Dennis White with the exclamation point. His team now up 9, the biggest Viking lead of the game.
Down low, the pass for Holloway, and they say Holloway commits the personal. Don't know if he used the arm or he just crashed into the defender, but he picks up the offensive foul.
And that will be the 5th. That's going to be the 5th personal foul against Jamel Holloway. He has reached his limit.
And he'll be replaced by Madrid. Atlantic City with the basketball. 2:20 left in the game. They lead it by 9. 53-44. Graves spinning against Hedden. Right side. Working off the pick up high by Allen. Retreats. Continues the dribble. Now he's double teamed. Cuts between two. Down the lane for the scoop. It is no good, but he was fouled on the play. So Isaiah Graves, lots of dribbling, but in the end, picks up the personal foul, or is fouled, and he'll be shooting 2.
And Rasal Hinson picks up his 4th. The team has been over the 10 foul limit. Graves will go to the line to shoot 2.
First, no good. Rims the basket.
Graves now 2 of 5 from the charity stripe.
And he will get a second. Isaiah Graves unofficially with 8 points and hits the second. 54-44, Atlantic City with its first double-digit lead of the game with just 1:55 remaining. Center court, Hedden. Hedden looking to break down the defender Graves. Long-range jumper, he does, and hits from 3. He's been quiet, though, in the second half. He had 12 at halftime. Only has 17 total here with just 1:40 left in the game. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds in a pickle. Throws it along the left sideline to Graves. He's double team up high to Allen, and he's fouled from behind by Hawkins. Didn't like the call.
Well, he knows that's his 5th. And now Brad Hawkins, the 6'2" sophomore, he will become the second Panther to foul out of the game here this afternoon. 1:32 to go Atlantic City up 54-47. Kevin Allen going to the line to shoot 2.
Interesting, though, how in the second half Atlantic City got Camden over the limit so quickly, as you mentioned. At the end of the third quarter, they were pretty much in the double bonus as Allen hits the first already.
And I think what happened, too, Tony, when they went into that locker room at halftime, Coach Gene Allen said to his guys, hey, we've only been to the free throw line two or was it 4 times in the first half. That's unacceptable. So in the second half, they drove, and in doing so, being more aggressive offensively, instead of shooting jump shots, you're going to get fouled and you're going to get to the line.
Pass by Hedden underneath, looking for Madrid, intercepted by Atlantic City, but they're called for traveling, so it goes back to Camden with 1:17 left in the game. Atlantic City up by 9, 56-47. Inbounding will be Hinson. Comes right sideline for Hedden for the long-range jump that is no good. With position, it's Isaiah Graves with a rebound. Leaves it for Allen, returns to Graves with approaching 1 minute left in this game. Graves moves it across, watched by Hedden. Cuts to his left. Down the lane with a step. 4 shot, no good. Hits the deck, but no foul call. Rebound to Camden. Underneath it goes to Hedden for the scoop. That is good. 19 for Hedden. He leads all scores. 45 seconds remaining. Moving it across as Thomas has it taken away by Hedden, who's for the scoop, and he was fouled on the play.
And guess what, Tony? Just like that, 42.5 seconds to go. Hedden now will go to the line and try and finish the three-point play the old-fashioned way, and he's able to do so. He's got his team to within 5. He makes this free throw. We got plenty of time left, and we're talking about a 4-point game.
Looked like Atlantic City had a comfortable lead, led by as many as 10. Here's Hedden. No good. And the rebound to White. White gives off to Graves in the backcourt. He's pressured, loses control, now recovers. Underneath, looks to feed White. It's picked off, though, by... Who's that? That is Hinson. Has his arm hit from behind, and Atlantic City now over the limit, so Camden will shoot 1-and-1 with 30.6 seconds remaining.
And this was a 10-point lead. About a minute and a half, just over 2 minutes to go. It was 56-46. Atlantic City on top.
First is good.
Hinson's first trip to the charity stripe tonight.
This would cut it to 3. And he hits. So a one-possession game here. Inbound pass comes to Allen, gives off to Reynolds, nearly loses. And now cross-court for Allen, far up court for White. Makes the reception, and he's oh, check that. He's called for traveling.
Wow, he got happy feet before he put the ball on the floor, thinking he just had one man to beat for another dunk.
So here's Hedden with 15 seconds remaining. They need a 3. Hedden outside. He finds McCants. 4-3, no good, and the rebound comes off to Allen, and he's fouled with 6.4 seconds remaining in the game. Atlantic City leads it 56-53. McCants let fly from downtown, couldn't connect, wasn't close, and Atlantic City snares the rebound. Kevin Allen, who's had a strong game, will shoot 2 with 15 points, and Allen has been effective from the free throw line. First is good.
And he rattles that one home. He is now 5 of 6 from the line, 4 for 4 here in the fourth quarter.
So with that free throw, it makes it a 2-possession game. Second is no good, though. Rebound comes down to Camden. Here's Madrid with 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds left. He's across the timeline, and that's it. That's it. Atlantic City hangs on to win it. 57-53 after leading by 10 with about 2 minutes to go in the basketball game. So Atlantic City improves now to 12-3, and Camden drops to 11-6. And Skelly's High Point Pub is at Shore Road of the White Horse Pike in Absecon. The best in food and drink available to you every day. They deliver. Phone the High Point 641-3172 for takeout or delivery. Johnson's Popcorn is at 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 800-842-2676. Have your popcorn shipped to you. They also are online. Johnson'sPopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. Heist Agency with convenient offices in Ocean City, Margate, Hubbard Township, Marmora, and Vineland. You will find them online at heistagency.com. Remember, Thomas. And just 4 wheels on the White Horse Pike in Absecon, Rio Grande Avenue at Wildwood, Route 50 in Mays Landing, Perry Egan, 16th and Simpson in Ocean City.